Hi, everybody, and welcome to Evolve Love. I am your host, Amanda, and I am so happy that you have found this podcast. Are you looking for daily inspiration, motivation, and wisdom to help you begin your day feeling supported and uplifted with love? Well, you have come to the right place. This podcast is a space of encouragement where you can be held in your self-development because in order to evolve, you need love, and it begins here with you. Now, let's get into today's episode. Hi, everybody, and welcome to a brand new week with Evolve Love. I am so glad that you are here, and I hope that you are well. I feel like this is going to be a really beautiful week, and I hope that the topics here support you in your journey. This is definitely a deeper topic and can go many different ways for yourself this week. So however you want to build the intention in today, as we do focus on that on our moon day, Monday, we have a soft start, and this is really just getting the ideas rolling. We're not like going with big actions just yet. We're just getting started. And so today's episode is to serve as the catalyst for that. So in today, I'll set the tone, but it is up to you to see where you are going to go with it in this week ahead. So today, the moon is in Gemini, and the topic that we are going to be discussing this week is honoring the past. And the reason why I really wanted to do this as a topic this week is because lately I have really been thinking of my grandmothers a lot. There has been a lot of grandmother energy for myself, and I think it's because this time of year was their birthdays. So both of my grandmothers were Gemini, and being the moon sign of Gemini today, I felt this is really where I need to be speaking about this. And you've heard me talk about my grandmothers on the show before, if you have been a listener. And I think what really made me feel like this was important to talk about is in the self-development space, we really have many distinct chapters that we focus on. We may be really focusing a lot on future moments, working with highest self energy, working with what we are headed towards. We might be working with mindfulness and really being present in the moment. And I think that that has been a really big focus here for Evolve Love since starting it, is being in the present. But there is such beauty also in honoring the past. But the difference with honoring the past is I think it can bring up many different emotions. Like we can feel fond of the past. We can feel darkness. We can feel lightness in the past. But what's so interesting is like the present moment, when we focus on that, it is typically an as is feeling. And then a lot of the times when we're doing highest self work with future, it is positive, it is goal driven, that kind of feeling like we're reaching and yearning towards something. But of course, also too, future moment thinking can also create anxious feelings as well. So with the past, though, it's interesting because I feel like more of a spectrum of emotions comes up with this, and different attachments to different memories could be things that, we work with and work through. But when we think about the past, a lot of the time too, we may say, let go, like let go of the past if it was something that was heavy for you. We might show reverence to it and honor it like we're trying to work with today, because truly you would not be where you are, and you wouldn't be who you are without your past. The good times, the bad times, the trying times, the successful achievement times. There's a huge array within that, within our past. But in order to move forward, Actually, I don't even want to say that. We're not focusing on moving forward in this particular week. We are looking at the past so that we may feel our energy in a certain state or a specific feeling before focusing on moving into the future. So I think another sense of warning or caution too is the notion that maybe that we should not live in the past. And this is something too that, may come up for yourself and this could be in a variety of different ways. Like maybe you're somebody who, is constantly replaying a beautiful situation in your mind and you keep playing that over, and that could bring you joy. That could bring you memory that you really needed. We could also be looking back at memories or times within our past. And the past could have been 15 minutes ago, truly, where we're replaying conversations we had and felt like, oh, we should have said something differently, or moments where we were in conversation and, did you say all that you needed to say, or did you say too much? And then we're overanalyzing every part of that. So when we're looking at these times in the past, sometimes we spend too much time around them, and then we become sucked into them as if we're watching a movie, but it's all within our own minds. And so I do understand the notion too of not living in the past. So today, instead of dwelling in this week in elements of the past, whether they were positive or not, this is just a week where we honor. We will take the time to reflect and show reverence to the past that we have had. And myself personally, I have been so fascinated with family lineage. And if that's something that is coming up for you, maybe that's a focus that you have in this week. Do you feel like connections to things that are just beyond understanding, but that they feel rooted in you? That could be a family lineage type of thing. That could be an ancestral connection. Looking back at the roots of where you came from, I always find it so interesting to look up the history of the areas where my family, where my ancestors were from, the traditions that they honor. And this Christmas, I really tried to incorporate those into our family's lives, because I felt like even though it wasn't something I did growing up, I thought people in the past in my family may have done something like this. And it felt really beautiful. It felt really beautiful to bring that in. So what we're going to do in today, when we think about honoring the past, there are so many different ways we could do this in this week. But I want you to think about what time frame you might want to focus on. Are we honoring a past you? Are we honoring the inner child? Are we honoring the inner teen? I have a lot of friends who are really, really interested in taking the time to dive into and access the inner teen. And I don't know if it's just because of where we are at like this age of life, but I have heard that from so many. I mean, even Brandy Rose spoke about it on our conversation that we had together in our episode a couple weeks back. So that is something that's coming up. Or are you wanting to really go even further back? Are you wanting to learn more about your ancestry? Are you wanting to connect more with that? Traditions that may have been done in the history of your family, even if you yourself didn't take part in them during your time. So that is our goal today, is when we're setting our intention for this week, how are we wanting to honor the past? Trying to focus on a time frame. And if it's hard to focus on one, do them all. I mean, why not? It's fun to deep dive. But if one is really calling your attention, take note of that. And we're going to make that our intention as we head into this week, as we honor our past, or our very distant past. So I want to thank you all so much for being here today. I hope that this episode inspires you to think beyond thoughts that maybe you didn't have when waking up this morning. And I'm so grateful for all of your support and your listens, for all of your shares, for the DMs that you send me over on Instagram. It's just so beautiful. I am so truly grateful. And I'm going to be doing even more over on the Instagram. So make sure you're following @_evolve love so that you don't miss out on any of that. And make sure to hit the follow button on this podcast if you haven't already, just because it helps us to be seen by others who may be looking for this exact content. So I hope you all have a beautiful week, and most importantly, that you have a beautiful Monday ahead.